Sometimes I think I really missed out on a whole lot of stuff. Can't turn back to, clock's hands of time, that's for damn sure. I wouldn't mind climbing or going to Mount Pulag. It's about 8 kilometers, but, can't. It don't sound like a lot, but you have to traverse a little bit. There's maybe about a 30-minute part where you have to be going up hills. Well, I don't know how I take to that. You just gotta carry a bunch of shit around, that's the problem. I like something kind of adventurous. I think I just did a show on this, but it didn't upload or something happened to it. I'm not sure. This is going to be one of my trips coming up. I was thinking about Mount Pulag. It's about the 3rd highest mountain in the Philippines, and supposedly the sky, the clouds, the scenery is so absolutely spectacular. I've never really been a guy who really liked the tourist scene. But then again, you think you know a whole lot about me, but you really don't. I'm not a tourist guy. I'm into nature, I've done some crazy things. I have. I wasn't laid back all my life, and I wasn't a total city boy either, But I've been a few interesting places. I like challenge, and I've always liked challenges. If you don't know me by now, you never will, like the song. I like being challenged a little bit, but I don't know. Do I really want to go up a mountainside, Mount Pulag? And I don't know, something I have to decide on my trip. So, you gotta understand with me, typical tourist scene, you're going to the markets, you're going to the local attraction, churches, little city parks. It's okay because it's me and my lady. Whatever we do together is fun and it's fine with me. But if I could turn back the clock a little bit, I'd like to go on some little more demanding adventures to see things that the average person doesn't see unless they're willing to trek a little bit, I love shit like that. I could live for shit like that. I could even live in the mountains. I don't need the ocean near me, although I love the ocean, even just being near it. I actually do. But not necessarily, Of course, I like the cooler climates, of course. I grew up in a temperate climate, so you can understand where I'm coming from on there, Yeah, sometimes I look back and I say, man, what have you been doing? Yeah, I've been arguing with morons on YouTube. That's a start. Within the past 8 years, like I say, I've been doing that. What a fucking waste of oxygen that's been. Jesus Christ, has it been a waste of fucking time and stress and argument and not to mention money. But hey, it is what it is, And like I said, I like a challenge, So I've always accepted a challenge, pretty much. It's something I can do or feel I can do. I'll take the challenge, but if I can't, I won't. It's simple as that. I'm not going to pretend I'm something that I'm not. Pretend I'm able to do certain things that I can't do. I'm a realist when it comes to that. Doesn't mean you can't try. I like challenging things. I love seeing beautiful mountains, the clouds, the stars at night. That's what life is really all about. And if you had those opportunities in your life to go out camping in places like that, traversing some trails, riverbeds, that's the kind of stuff I would live for, really. So I kind of blame myself. I haven't done a whole lot of it. I've done some of that, but I haven't done a whole lot of that. I would love to see the pyramids in Gaza. I would have loved to see the Mayan pyramids. But these are, well, especially the Mayan pyramids, they're a little harder to get to. You got to really traverse through a lot of tropical jungle to get to most of these places, really. But that would be a little challenge for me, no matter what age I'm at, because I don't like the heat and humidity, and where do I wind up living? In the good old freaking Philippines. And by the way, one thing about the Philippines, they've used the Philippines on these survival shows a lot. And there are certain areas that they filmed in the Philippines that were very challenging for the contestants. Many times they've picked the Philippines. And most people have said it's probably the most challenging place, believe it or not, it's true, the most challenging places on these survival shows. And that have to do with everything from endurance to basic survival, dealing with these insects, the humidity, the heat. The Philippines is not something not to take, serious. It really is. It is a beautiful place. I just wish I'd seen more of it. I kick myself in the ass a little bit all the time. But, it has to do with something, like I said, most people don't know. It's called responsibility, man. It just is what it is. I could go in a whole speech about that. But a lot of people don't know about being responsible. They're all nomads chasing their fucking ass, chasing their tail all the time. they're chasing their tail, trying to get tail. Let's put it that way. Somebody gave a real disappointment to me because I gave him a test trial for when I met him at the fucking ferry. I was testing him out, and I let it go a little bit. So I kind of baited him a little bit today, and I wanted to see what his reaction was. And I was right. He's as phony as a $4 bill, and I'm sorry, but, you know, I actually do respect Filipinos. If I get respect, you know, somebody's going to get it back. That's just the way it is. There's no question about it. If it's the opposite, well, expect, you know, opposite feelings. Expect a little bit of adversity. But you know, this crumb bun, this pretentious bastard, you know, and people are wondering, what's going on with you and Nico? It's not that there's something going on. It's just that my memory's pretty good. And I did a little testing just to see what he was really all about today. So I happened to mention what a crumb bunny is, you know, how I've heard him. I just heard him on many shows where creeps like Don C. or Ed Lippert or who's the regulars that come in on here all the time, and Roberto would make comments about me all the time. And of course, good old Nico. A lot of people don't like that guy at all. I didn't realize there was that many that didn't like it, but I got a lot of comments, private comments. Trust me, I did. And on my email too. I decided, you know, kick his tires a little bit, you know, take him out for a test drive, you know, and I did. And I got the reaction I expect. I'm very good at that, at getting reaction from people. And I do this actually quite purposely. I did that very successfully with somebody else to see what he was all about. Yeah, I baited the hook quite a bit. A lot of people don't realize that I was baiting the hook a lot to get reactions, just to see what the person was all about. We don't have to name names on here, but I've done it with many people. You know, put a little bait on the hook and see if they bite, and see what comes out of that, and see what they're really all about. And I've successfully done this on countless times. I can't even remember how many times I've done it. No, it doesn't mean I was starting trouble. That's not what I'm talking about. I like to see what people are really all about, their true nature. And I like to test their nature. That's what I do. I'm very good at it. All my life. You know, I like to put people to what I call the Frank's litmus test. Okay? FLT. Frank's litmus test. And I've succeeded almost every time. Not all the time, but most of the times I've succeeded in finding out what people were all about. On YouTube or off YouTube, either way. And, you know, in Nico's case, I just told him like it was. I just think you're highly disrespectful of Filipino women. And, you know, how many times he refers to them as hoes? And like he's king of the hill, you know, he's getting, apparently, you know, according to what he's trying to project, he's getting all these Filipino women, they're all over him all the time. No, he's with one woman that he's paying for to be with, you know. I don't mean as a prostitute, so don't get me wrong, start jumping on me. I'm saying he's got a companion because he's taking he's picking up the bills on that. And somebody's also financing him in part too. So that's where the money's coming. Whatever. Okay. Challenge that. I don't care. But I just didn't like, because I watched some of Nico's stuff. And historically, he's been part of the hate club with Aloe and Popeye and Roberto. So he's not innocent, this guy. He's not innocent at all. But he takes this stance, like, you know, his shit doesn't stink kind of attitude, and he's so respectful. He tries to take the sideline mid-fence. Well, I'm not a bad guy, and, you know, I mean, I'm not going to say this, you know, and I give people a chance, and I think everybody should treat each other, you know. Oh, shut up. Just shut the fuck up. How many times have I heard this kind of crap on here? He's a troll, and he's not a good human, okay? You know, he's been through some shit in his life with the military, and let's keep that in mind, okay? He went through some shit, okay? That's understandable. You know, but he acts like such a fucking asshole that you actually had to say something. You know, I'm a guy that never holds back on what to say, am I? I don't hold back. Historically, I think you guys know that. But when somebody reaches a certain peak with me, you know, he fails the litmus test, I'm going to say something to him. Because, you know, he's joked to many things where people said something about my girlfriend or the fact that I got a house, like I'm a simp or something. No, I'm not a simp. You're capable of being a simp if you had the money, Nico. See, I had the money to buy a house. Yeah, you'll never own a house in the Philippines. I don't even know if you own that house in Florida. It's probably your mother's. And if you did, you'd have to sell it to do anything. But I don't think you have it in you to live in the Philippines. I don't think you're tough enough to live out here. I don't think you're respectable enough to live out here other than a visit here. You're not king of the streets here. You're not Lord of the Flies, okay? You're not like this big woman's man, you know what I mean, that they're all flocking to you. You don't have the attributes for that, bottom line. Looks, girth, the whole fucking bit. You know, sure, if you want to dish out the money, I'm sure you can get some chicks to follow you around. Kind of a common practice out here in the Philippines by experts, would you say, folks? Yeah, I think so. Look, man, I didn't have to buy my woman. And I didn't buy a house until I was 6 years into my relationship, which proves I'm not a simp. And I really don't care what the fuck you think anyway. But 6 years. And she didn't want a house. She didn't care. She would have rented. She'd live in a nice Cuba if she really wanted. I mean, she's that flexible. But I decided she was worth the effort. Yeah, go ahead. Try to find a decent woman out here. It's you know, you can find them. But you got to show respect and get respect back from a woman. For her to give respect back to you, then you ask yourself, does she deserve to be showered with gifts at a house and whatever? Sure, why not? Why the hell not? If she's done good for you, man, you can't get buried with your fucking money, right? I certainly don't have any family members I'd like to give anything to. That's for goddamn sure. I live with something called respect. You don't show it to me, I'm not going to give it back. And I think you know that. I'm not a big tough guy here on YouTube. I don't claim to be. I'm just outspoken. I just speak my mind, but only when I find it necessary. Only when I find it necessary. And sometimes, in some occasions, I have found it necessary. So I did a show about Nico, because I was listening to his last show, and I think Roberto or somebody on there was making some lame comments in reference to me, my girlfriend or something, but if any of it wasn't on that show, I've heard many shows of his. Even in the past, when he was really friendly with Aloe and everybody and kissing their ass, and he's still kissing Popeye's ass. I don't know why. Popeye, I don't know. Popeye's like one of the biggest fucking losers on YouTube. One of the biggest on the list. Losers on YouTube. And he shows respect for Popeye. You know, respect for somebody that said that, you know, the only way that somebody's going to come out of a hospital is with a fucking toe tag. Where they made fun and they did videos about a dead guy, a YouTuber, in the hospital dead, with his mouth open and eyes open, dead on a fucking hospital bed. They were making fun of him. That's the kind of people you like to hang with, Nico? No woman should be with you. No woman should be with you. You shouldn't even be around a goddamn dog. That's what I think about you. You shouldn't even be around a goddamn dog. Because you don't have respect. You call women hoes. Is that what they are to you? They're hoes? I brought that up to my girlfriend. She didn't know what a hoe was. I had to explain to her. I actually did a video earlier I didn't put on, but she had something to say in regards to Nico. She definitely did. She found out she knew what a hoe was. Explained to her what the slang is. And I said, do you feel this guy's respect? Because, you know, when I listen to shows, she generally listens to it with me. And she's admitted she's heard Nico made lots of references that were really very negative about women in general and Filipinos. She's heard it many times because she listens to a lot of the shows that I listen to. So I kind of lost any measure of possible respect I could have for this guy. I lost respect. I never had much to begin with because I used to listen to him. But if he was going to be associating with people like Aloe and Roberto and scumbags like Don C. and all these characters, well, what kind of a person are you? Oh, I'm a good person. I have a good heart. No, you don't. You don't have a good heart. You're not a good person. And you're not as healthy as you think you are. You're shoveling with shovels full of food in your fucking mouth. You're drinking when you shouldn't be drinking. Off the wagon or whatever. You're grossly over your weight. You're not going to be a problem for me in the future or anybody else. That's what I say about these people. It doesn't take much to figure out how long somebody's going to live. If they're already at an advanced stage, around 50 or something like that, and they're considered to be the body mass index, and they're actually obese, and they're drinking, and they're shoveling food in their mouth like there's no tomorrow, well, there's your answer. Mother Nature says a lot about that. Your heart, your liver, and every other metabolic function in your body, according to your lifestyle. But hey, I'm not your trainer, and I'm not your fucking doctor, and I'm not your fucking shrink. I just talk about this shit on my show, and if you don't like it, that's too fucking bad, because I'm going to tell you like it is. Oh, it's easy for you to talk about me, isn't it? That's not a problem. But when I say something, well, Frank's a hateful person. No, I'm not, man. You treat me with respect, I would treat you with respect. It's really not a difficult thing to understand, really. Just that I got the balls to speak my mind. I'm not going to hide behind a fucking computer screen. Not at all. Not at all. If you're in front of me, I tell you to your fucking face how I feel. Whatever the action is or reaction from there, it is. It is what it is. But I'm the kind of person, if I'm going to go down, I'm not going to go down without saying what's on my mind. Could be, probably. But I have no problem with saying what's on my mind. And that's why maybe I've become very controversial on here. But everything I spoke pretty much was the truth. I don't think there's much I ever talked about on here that wasn't truthful, that I actually haven't heard from people's shows and just repeating. That's all it was. Not more than that. It's not rocket science. It really isn't. It's like a bird repeats things it hears, a parrot. Where'd you get it from? The bird had to hear it somewhere, right? Bird just should come out and say, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, if you didn't hear it from somebody else, right? So see, I gain my respect from seeing how respectful people are. Nico is not respectful to women. He's killing it all the time. All he ever says is he's killing it. I still want to know, and I bring this up so many times, how is Nico killing it? What is he killing besides his liver? Besides his heart? And his fucking ego. Yeah, no wonder he hangs around with big ego. They both got big egos. Yeah, who's funding this trip in part, I wonder? I'm killing it. I'm killing it. No, you're killing yourself. You're killing any respect that you would expect to get from people. You certainly lost me and Gilda's respect, I can tell you that. Yeah. I think he was making fun of sometime, the fact that I got a house. So what? So what? What the fuck does it matter to you, Nico, or anybody else? What the fuck does it matter? Can you go out and buy a girlfriend right now, a fucking house? Do you have the money to do that? No, you don't. Part of your trip was fucking financed, motherfucker. Yeah. I see the shit that you eat, too. Good luck with that, man. Good luck with that. But, people's true character comes out. And, I help them out a little bit. Because as I said, I'm kind of an unofficial student of human nature. And I've proved it time after time on YouTube. And yes, I have tested people in my own way. They never even knew I was testing them. I'd say something on here, and I'd see if I get a response back. And that would tell me all about their character, how they really felt about me. Or they were telling a whole lot about themselves that maybe other people haven't heard before, but I managed to get it out of them. Pretty clever, huh? I think I am. I think I could be. Nico, I don't give a shit what you think about me. I really don't. And basically, I was just petting the pussycat. That's all I was doing on that ferry. Feeling you out. Feeling you out. Even my girlfriend didn't believe a goddamn word you say because she's listening to your shows. Trying to look good in front of your girlfriend is all you're trying to do. I'm the great Nico. I don't do no wrong, I don't look for trouble with people. I'm not looking to get into fights, but if you want to challenge me, this Puerto Rican's going to kick your ass. Oh, Nico. Why is it that you're not different than most people on here? Yeah, you belong with the hate club with Aloe and Popeye and Don C and Roberto. That's definitely your bros. There's no question about that. You're on that same fucking low level. I can hold my head up in pride. Unlike you. And I could also say that I'm not going to be alone like you. I have a partner. I have a very special person in my life that will be there till the day I die. I'll never be alone the rest of my life. How little or long it might be. You, on the other hand, that's another story. That's a whole nother story. I think you're pushing your 50s. You still haven't settled in your life. Why is that? What's all the jail chats you have on you? Have you done some jail time? There's a whole story behind Nico, guys. This guy's been in trouble. I know he has. He's been in trouble before. He's like one of these people like Barry that can't shut his fucking mouth. Fuck that shit, man. Nico, the way you talk about women, man, I can't respect you. A lot of people can't either. Filipinos are not hoes. Or women in general are not hoes. You talk this fucking street and jail talk, and you're like, what, 50 years old? 50 fucking years old, and you talk like this street talk and call people hoes and use all this street gang language. You're fucking 50 years old. Grow up, mofo. Fucking grow up. Jesus Christ, man. You're an embarrassment to yourself. Listen to yourself. Play back your videos sometime. You've got a big ego. Probably like to listen to yourself. Why don't you just do that more often? And you'll understand what the hell I'm talking about. Look, nobody can afford to talk about me in any negative way. See, I'm doing what I want to do in life, okay? And I got my ducks in a row quite well. So I'm happy where I am in life. I got the house. I got the girlfriend, 8 years. I'm stable. That's it. I'm fairly healthy as far as I know. I am very healthy. I don't have to take pills for blood pressure, for diabetes, any of that shit. So I kind of got it all going. But there's no guarantee with Mother Nature. We know that. I know that. You know that. But I'm just saying. That's all I'm doing. I'm just saying. And you talk about age a lot. What about age? Well, you think you're going to live longer than me because you're younger than me, Nico? Fuck no. We don't know that. And I doubt you will. I mean, I seriously doubt that you will. Seriously. The way you eat, then you're off the wagon, drinking, whatever your fucking problem is. Okay? Keep it up. Keep it up. I don't know if you'll make it to your 55th birthday. I don't know. I really don't. But that's up to you. But I know you talk about me behind my back, and all you try to do is impress people all the time. Always trying to dress to impress. Oh, yeah, let me join this crowd and have a good laugh with them and talk about other people at their expense, you know. It's no big deal, because I need acceptance in my life. It seems to me that you need a lot of acceptance in your life. You seem to be a loner, not because you want to be, because you have no choice. It's your fucking personality. You're always swearing. I say the F-bomb many times, but not as much as you. It's part of every line in your speech. Your low-class street behavior chases women away and other people, too. You're over 50 years old, dude. Act your fucking age. Grow up. You're not in prison anymore, wherever you've been. Okay, you're not in the fucking streets in a barrio. Fucking grow up. Maybe women will respect you more and you'll be able to find some woman that's willing to stay with you, man. Ground yourself. You're not getting any younger. That's all I have to say.